Lacko, and I'm delighted to be here to go on the journey of fundamentals of speech communication. I know that speaking publicly is one of the most horrifying things for many, many people. I actually had a few speaking engagements over the summer, and even with lots of practice and preparation and knowing my audience, I get scared the night before, and I'm nervous right up until I get in front of the camera. I'm a little nervous right now. You're important to me. We're going to be in this together. If you've ever been in a situation where you have wanted to speak to a loved one, a friend, or you've been in a job interview, or you've just had a lot on your mind or on your heart that you wanted to share, and you wanted it to come out right, and you wanted it to be heard right and not be misinterpreted or taken the wrong way, if you've ever felt that way, this course can help you. Instead of thinking about, oh, I'm going to be saying a speech in front of my classmates, in front of this Rebecca person I've never met, think about an investment in yourself where you and I are going to walk together and find the best ways for us to articulate our thoughts and feelings, our wants and desires with our own words, in our own style, while respecting the other person that we're speaking to. What's really wild about speech communications, we're always worried about how we come across, what the other people are thinking of us, what is the audience thinking when they see us. But half, maybe more than half of speech communications is actually audience analysis. Knowing who you're going to speak to, understanding their needs, their values, their spiritual journey, their worldview, that can make or break your speech. And so sometimes it's actually easier to think about, I'm going to find the best words that I can say that sound like me, that are my thoughts and feelings. That's part of the speech communications, but the other part is really, really understanding who you're speaking to, what their needs are, and what they want to hear. And once we have respect for ourselves and respect for the others, the speech kind of falls into place. The rest of it is really just following the instructions and laying out the information in an order that makes sense. And that's another secret about this course. We're going to find out that maybe part of being understood is just saying what we have to say in an order that other people understand it. Oftentimes we think about ourselves. How do I understand this? What do I want to say? What do I want to say first, second, or third? That makes sense for us, but if we're sharing with other people, understanding who they are, understanding their values, we can reorder what we want to say in an order that makes sense for them, and then they have less of an opportunity to misunderstand or take something the wrong way or to miss the point altogether. We can make sure that we leave them with the idea of what's really, really important, what our emphasis is, what we really want them to take home, and have them understand that and resonate with it and carry it. So we're going to have a lot of fun. If you've ever wanted to be understood, if you've ever wanted to be heard, if you've ever felt unsure about how you're going to come across, this course is going to help you tremendously. This is an investment in yourself, and I can't wait to get started. All right, let's be honest, we're online, we're not together. I want to be as present as I can for you. Please email me all the time. I'm happy to respond to you, and I'm interested in what you're doing. This syllabus is going to be our bridge together to have a constant communication. I will be following it very, very closely. I hope that you will too. If you ever get lost, this is the place to come and look. My late homework policy, if you have any problems, I use the standard school policy. I'm going to include it in the course platform online. You can look at it at any time, but it's the same as the rest of your classes unless some teacher has something unusual. I keep it the same way, but always let me know if there's an issue. I am here for you, and I really want you to succeed. What's really special about week one together is that we're introducing ourselves. And rather than write speeches about any kind of topic, we're going to talk about ourselves. What's more important to you than you? And as I said, we're making an investment in ourselves and how we want to be heard and understood. So we're going to begin this week by talking about ourselves. and identifying occasions outside the classroom where you have to make a speech. And maybe that could be a job interview, or when there's somebody new in class that you're meeting, or if you're on a volunteer gig. And we're going to explain how you might apply the principles of introductory speeches, and that you'll be learning about that in chapter 4. It's really important because, as I said, if we are sharing parts of ourselves that are important to us, using the words that are important to us, and in the order of how they're best understood by others, we get our points across a lot more clearly, and the person takes home our message and remembers. For your very first ALA, we're going to have some fun. You're going to write a speech outline that is all about your favorite topic, you. In your speech, you will have 3 main topics, main points that you're going to make in the body. Those 3 items can be your friends, your family, your pets, your spiritual journey, your hobbies, your sports. It could be about the way that you choose movies on Netflix, and how you choose a board game, and how you choose a dish on a menu. You can go any way that you like to. And for each of those 3 things, you'll have 2 points. So for instance, if you were talking about your pet, you would tell me about your pet, and then 2 facts about them. Perhaps when you first adopted your pet, and maybe how you celebrate your pet's birthday, or some tricks that it knows. And so for each 3 main body points, you're going to have 2 subpoints. Is that understood? You can go as big and broad as you want to, or as narrow as you want to. For example, perhaps you want to talk about your spiritual journey only. So give me 3 main points about your spiritual journey, and then 2 subpoints for each. Perhaps when you accepted Jesus into your life, and then 2 points about that. What were you doing? What happened? Who was there? Or ways that you've served in your church community. And then some examples of what those 2 examples of what that might be. And then perhaps whether you like to maybe sing in choir, and then 2 facts about choir. You can either go really, really big and tell me 3 different things about yourself, or go very narrow and let me know deeply something that's really important. Give you an insider's tip on this course. On pages 203 to 205 of your textbook, there is an outline of how to structure your speech. It is there for you. Follow it to the T. If you want to do well in this course, go to 203 to 205. Copy down all of the order of the structure of your speech on those pages. Make a template for yourself, because it will come up again and again. And you're going to use it this week for your very first speech. You're going to use that. It's in the syllabus. And you're going to follow that structure for your very first outline. So this is the time to get started. This is your investment in yourself. I think it's fantastic because you can memorize this order of operations, so that when you are having an important conversation with someone you care about, or your parent, your teacher, your partner, your best friend, you're able to share what you want to say and have it understood. This structure is tried and true. It has been studied for decades. This is a style of speech that really, really works. And if you look around at YouTubers, TED Talkers, teachers, you're going to find out that this is how information is given in a way that makes sense. We all have a way of sharing what we think, and we get excited about points that we want to make, and maybe we get ahead of ourselves, and maybe we want to rebel against formulas, or not do what's expected and just do it our own way. And I am all for our individuality, and I really, really want to encourage you to be yourself in this course. The point of the template, the point of the order of operations for your speech is so that your important words, your important thoughts, the things that you want to articulate land to the other person clearly. What we're doing is we're respecting our audience, we're respecting the other person we're talking to. So when we put our speech into that specific order, what we're doing is gifting the other person with understanding. We're making sure that our words reach their understanding in a way that we mean them to. We don't want to be misunderstood. We don't want to be misinterpreted. And so having the order of operations is so important, because it's a way of loving and respecting the other person and ensuring that you have the best chances of being understood. So this is going to be the bread and butter of this course. It's so incredibly important, and I've seen with other students how using this structure has just elevated everything that they want to say. And if you start practicing it in your daily life, just using it casually, you have the operations memorized in your mind, you're going to see people nodding and understanding you and remembering later what you said. It's really, really fantastic. So this is worth the course in itself, but we're going to keep on using this structure. We're going to keep on practicing it until we just have it down, and it's going to be fantastic. I am all about making sure that your voice is heard, that your style is heard, that what you have to say really Every good speech has conclusion. You're going to recap what you told me in the body of your speech, and then give it some kind of clever wrap-up where it draws it all together. Perhaps your speech was about your friends, your pets, and your hobby. So how do those three things make you feel? How does it bring something special to your life? How together, in synthesis, do they improve your life or make you happy, or any kind of thing that you want to share? Remember, this is only an outline. This week, we're going to just be delving into the structure of the speech and thinking about who you are and what you want to say about yourself. So we're just preparing. Take it easy. It's going to be low stress. We're just doing outlines and getting to know each other. This is the most exciting thing. So good luck, happy writing, and I'll see you next week.